folks here, they are bundled up. They're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Bengals in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They will be led out by their dual-threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Get something together. This is when you step up.
First play, Watson to the air. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. B.J. Hill able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
To try again after the sack. Watson. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 14 carries, 63 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Here's Watson. It's a loss of 11 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Here we go. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The numbers for Mixon last week, very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Right where this set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be, try to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive to either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson dancing to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other. Support.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine, because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule. These two division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. They nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments, and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Now a first down throw. Watson over the middle, complete. That's James. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. for the Bengals. They were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
To throw again on second down, Watson. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On first down, it's Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They go with Chubb on second down. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Browns. Amari Cooper hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Mixon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Here we go. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. The Bengals at 12-2 now on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late, winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here, and if we keep doing this, We'll be playing at home in the postseason, and we know that that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
From midfield now, Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he loses the football a second time. And this is picked up by the Browns. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum. Well, 3 completions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Burrow. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running. Get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Watson. James has got it. Complete. On the move past the 40. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. 2nd and 5. To throw is Watson. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field, and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
But touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's Burrow. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in that one. Juju Smith-Schuster, a touchdown reception. From there, we head cross-country to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. In that game, level, as they take on the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for the Bengals. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Browns, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Play action. It's Burrow. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Now here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Watson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Up the middle. It's Chubb. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. From the 50, it's Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. That's out to Chubb, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 20 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
York now for the extra point. This one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Slant pass to Boyd. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. The Browns drive about to get started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prole spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
101 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Now left side on the swing pass. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's caught by Howard. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Mixing up the middle. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. O.J. Howard, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Now they send a man in motion right. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them, so the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
That one a first down pickup of 8. Watson off play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Sample. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Again, Watson to keep it. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Burrow looking to pass. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now it's Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 53 yards. And the Bengals use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers at the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. But the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that's also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Here's Watson. Forced out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sam Hubbard with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Here we go. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Yeah, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. The tight end in motion right. Now it's Mixon running right. And some room to maneuver. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 75. And the Bengals are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So now it's Watson and the Browns. Down by a... little under a minute 50 remaining. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. completes to Njoku.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now the Bengals are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Watson. Pass complete to Chubb.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Watson to throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to win this football game.
So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Here we go.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Evan McPherson out for the Bengal field goal.
And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Cincinnati, they continue to rack up